Prende la parola il Ministro degli Affari Esteri della Repubblica di Mozambico, Oldemiro Baloi. A lei la parola, Eccellenza.
Your Excellency Giulio Terzi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Italy, Your Excellencies, members of the Government of the Republic of Italy, Your Excellencies, members of the community of Sant'Egidio, distinguished members of the Mozambican delegation, members of the academic community and civil society, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, allow me to express on behalf of the people and government of the Republic of Mozambique, and indeed on my own behalf, our warmest gratitude to the government of the Republic of Italy, particularly to His Excellency Giulio Terzi, Minister of Foreign Affairs, for the kind invitation to partake in this international seminar on promoting peace and security in Africa, lessons learned from Mozambique. This seminar has special importance because it takes place in a year in which the Mozambican people are celebrating the 20th anniversary since the signing of the General Peace Agreement. This event was held in this historic and symbolic city of Rome and marked the return of peace and reconciliation among Mozambicans and its unequivocal intention to rebuild the social and economic environment that destroyed during 16 years of violence and destabilization. I take the opportunity to convey our gratitude and appreciation to all those who directly or indirectly contributed to the efforts of the search for peace through dialogue. Special mention goes to the government of the Republic of Italy and the community of Sant'Egidio for the commitment and the dedication to the success of the negotiations and the process of implementation of various understandings agreed in Rome. For this invaluable contribution, the Mozambican family will always be indebted to the people and government of Italy. Italy and other cooperating partners, and indeed sister countries, have been on our side all the time, especially in the move from the emergency to reconstruction, from reconstruction to growth and development. All this underlined by the objective of fighting against poverty. Excellencies, distinguished guests, Mozambique celebrated on the 4th of October the Peace and Reconciliation Day. 20 years of peace throughout the country and abroad through political and cultural events. The focus of the message that were rendered elaborated on how precious peace is and the need for keeping and treasuring it as an indispensable prerequisite for combating poverty and promoting continuous development and consolidation of national unity. The messages also spoke about the need for continuous promotion of dialogue, social justice, and the importance of resisting any attempts to instigate the population to violence, and it was stressed that the only alternative to peace is peace itself. Our determination to overcome any and all obstacles that stand in our path towards realization of our dream of having a prosperous country was also underlined in all messages. We have seen several sectors of our society, including leaders of religious institutions and political parties, promoting the inestimable value of dialogue, harmony, and national unity through words and deeds as a way to overcome all the challenges that Mozambique is still facing. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mozambique is today a country that enjoys peace and stability. It is a country that continuously strengthens its democratic institutions. In this regard, we rejoice at the fact that we maintain regular consultations with the people and will hold the third municipal elections in 2013, the fifth presidential and parliamentary elections in 2014, and at the same time, the elections for the provincial assemblies. Mozambique feels the need to continually adapt its legal mechanisms and policy framework to the various democratic processes. Thus, we embarked on a process of reform of the electoral law and the revision of the Constitution with a view to adapt them to the changing realities and to level them to the current and future challenges. These exercises, whose nature requires long and extensive discussions at various levels of society and political institutions, contribute to a greater ownership by the citizens vis-à-vis the way towards which the country is heading, and it contributes to a greater inclusiveness and transparency of the government processes. The practice of promoting the exchange of ideas on sensitive issues of the society has been reflected at the level of civil society institutions, and it is encouraged by the government. These include the National Peer Review Mechanism, which has evaluated state institutions on government and has recommended actions that have invariably been incorporated into public policies. Also, the Center for Development and the newly created National Commission for Human Rights fall into this prospect, and the government is aware that they are important tools in the consolidation of good governance. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, over the last 5 years, Mozambique has registered notable successes, reaching an average economic growth of 7.5% a year in real terms, due to an environment of peace, political stability, and economic reforms. These results encourage us to continue on the path we choose, since they ensure that we are building higher levels of welfare for our people. As a result of prevailing peace in Mozambique over the last years, our country has been the destination of large investments in mineral and energy resource exploitation, particularly coal and gas, for which we have been counting with the presence of, among others, the notable Italian company Eni. The achievement of these mega projects only proves that Mozambique is consolidating as a state destination for investments. In this context, I would like to assure you that our government will continue to undertake legal and institutional reforms that lead to simplification of procedures that can contribute to the improvement of the business environment in the country and to attract more and more investments. However, some challenges still prevail. In this very same room yesterday, we had a business forum which was very participative, people interested, cross investments in prospects. So it shows that, in a way, we are delivering in spite of the challenge I was just referred to as prevailing. The government is aware of the need to invest more on human capital to meet the needs arising from the new investments that are taking place in the area of mineral resource and hydrocarbons. This means that international companies investing in Mozambique should give their additional contribution in training local people and in transferring, in technology transfer. The government is also aware of the imperative of managing local people's expectations, who legitimately seek quick results from the exploitation of natural resources with direct impact on their economic and social conditions. We all agree that peace is needed to ensure that countries' social and economic development is continuously promoted, and thus ensuring that results achieved at macroeconomic level lead to increasingly higher benefits for our people, to whom such national wealth belongs. Excuse me. This means ensuring that the number of people with access to water will increase so they may have sanitation conditions improved, ensuring that educational institutions and health facilities are available for them in quantity and quality to guarantee the future of our children, ensuring that more girls have access to schools and successfully complete their schooling, including higher levels, ensuring that there may be conditions for people to produce more food and that they may be generations free from HIV and AIDS and other endemic diseases that are still targeting our people. Overcoming these challenges entails permanent empowerment of communities, particularly at the district level. Therefore, it is under this umbrella that the local development initiative, known as the 7 million meticais, our domestic currency, about $300,000 US per year, was created in order to allocate financial resources to support the establishment of local development initiatives with significant social and economic impact. At the same time, it is an exercise that promotes community solidarity, and it is also a school of entrepreneurship and has undeniably contributed to the change of the condition of poverty in many communities throughout the country. Ladies and gentlemen, peace, political stability, and socio-economic development of Mozambique are closely linked to the stability and development of our region and the African continent as a whole. Mozambique has been given its modest contribution in the efforts to resolve crises, be them political and military conflicts in the SADC region, especially in Madagascar, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zimbabwe. And we have called for strict compliance and expeditious implementation of the agreed roadmaps and understandings between parts. We have increased responsibility now due to the fact that very recently we took over the annual rotating chairmanship of the organization, SADC, last August, and we have been working closely and in consultation with several regions and international players to ensure lasting peace in the region. In the community of Portuguese-speaking countries, we have been following with great interest developments around the political crisis in Guinea-Bissau. The crisis, as you know, is the result of a military coup, and there is a clear standing before this kind of steps, which some of us are failing to abide for. The position of CPLP, reiterated to ECOWAS, the African Union, and the United Nations, has been the full rejection of alteration of the constitutional order and the call for the resolution of disputes within the legally established framework and through dialogue. Mozambique has also followed the evolution of conflicts in some African countries and encourages a more active and constructive role of the regional organizations within the framework established by the African Union, backed by United Nations. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, allow me to once again address our deep appreciation to your excellencies for all the support and sympathy that you have always shown to Mozambique, particularly with regard to your involvement in the peace process for our country. One has to emphasize that the Mozambican experience in negotiations, one should even say the Mozambican peace process is of a reference, great reference. It's an excellent example on how to help people to help themselves. What explains the prevalence of peace in my country is the fact that we, Mozambicans, assumed that that was the way. So thank you for helping us to help ourselves. May this seminar be crowned with success and may the debate and ideas developed contribute to the enrichment of our conviction that peace is precious and therefore it must be continuously cultivated. I thank you so much.